Uh, Biden has announced something called the Ministry of Truth. Sorry. They're calling it the Disinformation Governance Board. But Ministry of Truth, either one, I think is fine. So they went ahead and they've announced that this week.
Okay. Anyone listening to this, left wing, right wing, center, whatever the fuck you are, anything that government or organization says ever, automatically either just a barefaced 100% lie or specifically designed and manipulated to emotionally sway you in some way, but if rationally evaluated, will lead you to find that it is in fact a lie.
Almost certainly. Now,
they're gonna lie to you they're gonna lie to you too, left wingers. They're gonna lie about my diversity and my inclusion shit too. Don't fucking You're basically apparatchiks of the state its fucking self at this point, so I want to see a real fucking anarchist communist. Like, fight me, motherfucker, I'm here.
I think that actually, just given the name that they gave it, the Disinformation Governance Board, I don't think it's possible for this organization to say anything that is true or even truth adjacent. I think that it is...
Well, it's the governing body over disinformation.
Yes.
They literally named themselves the Ministry of Lies.
They couldn't even go for a full Orwellian on it. They could have said Ministry of Truth.
They backslid out of... That's what made the Orwellian moniker so effective. But they went half-ass, like, never go, like, half-retard. Contrary to what the Robert Downey Jr. blackface might have told you. If you're gonna go retard, just go the whole way. Just grow some fucking balls, because literally this is, if translated from bureaucratic shit into English, the Ministry of Lies. They are so monumentally stupid that they did the exact opposite of what you're fucking supposed to do!
Yeah, it's like 1984, but with Down syndrome.
It's like 1984 and Idiocracy had a baby, and it had, like, double Down syndrome.
Yeah. Just absolutely, another work of brilliance from the...
Come on, man! The Ministry of Disinformation is going to tell you what the truth is. Just like those kids that came up to me in the pool and they rubbed my legs and the hair stood up toward part of the sun. Come on, man!
He's got hairy legs,
America.
Man,
That's right.
The thing.
The thing, man. The Ministry of Disinformation is the only place that you could trust for all of your disinformation needs. I mean, to tell the truth about kids touching my legs at the pool. America.
Like, I'm imagining like a commercial for it. Like, hey, do you want some really high quality disinformation? Do you want lies shoved down your throat? Do you want to have no idea what's going on? Come on down to the the Disinformation Governance Board. We'll give you everything that you need. Do you want propaganda? Oh, we got propaganda. So that was a thing this week. I think that is, it's such a gross overstep of executive power. I mean, it wasn't. This didn't go through Congress, obviously. This was just a rubber stamped executive power thing. It's such an overstep. I think there's zero chance that it will continue to exist when it is inevitably challenged. In the courts, it'll probably end up on the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court, I fucking hope, will give a 9-0. There's 9 justices on the Supreme Court, right? A fucking 9-0 vote that this shouldn't be done. But of course, it won't be. It'll if this ever goes before the Supreme Court, it will die, but it will be split apart between partisan lies, and it will be the lefties that say, "Oh no, it's totally constitutional," because that is what the Supreme Court has become. So, Yeah.
Wait a minute, don't we already have a Ministry of Disinformation? It's called fucking Google.
Well, you see, yeah, but it's okay. You know how, like, in communist China, they have members of the CCP be on the boards of every single company so that the government can, like...
Oh.
Yeah. So,
basically fascism.
Right, yeah, exactly. So, what I think that what's happening is that America has, like, Google, right? And so it's like kind of free market, kind of controlled by the government, in that, like, you know, weird area in between.
Basically fascism.
Well, I mean, if you want to call it that.
I mean,
it's that weird uncanny valley in between the government and the economy that makes it inherently evil. And
it's like Hitler after he shaved his mustache, but he has one of those little pieces of toilet tissue because he nicked himself with a straight razor. And the mustache is kind of growing back, but there's scar tissue there. So the Hitler mustache can't fully grow back as it was, so it's kind of crooked. So when you look at him, you're like, is that Hitler? I mean, the mustache isn't like perfectly rectangular, so I guess not, but it kind of looks like Hitler. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, it's the uncanny Hitler. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I understand perfectly now.
Yeah, so, you know, the U.S. government, they said, you know what, we're not going to play things so discreetly anymore. You know, we're not going to have this corporation that is the Ministry of Truth, but technically speaking, like, we don't entirely run it, but technically speaking, we kind of do. No, they're not doing that anymore. Fuck that. We're just going to institute our own Ministry of Lies, and I'm sure it'll work out. Everything that's being done, all of this shit that has happened, like, especially this week has been a massive week in news. It tells me that the institution is beginning to crumble. Why would they do something so desperate and so just non-sensible? I mean, it looks like insanity. I think that this is the institution beginning to crumble under its own weight of bullshit.
Well, you know, with Alzheimer's howdy doody in the White House, I mean, is it a surprise?
And finally, they have a director for the Ministry of Lies. That is Nina Jankowicz. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not. I'm not the best with...
Wicz with a Z.
It's W-I-C-Z. So is it Wix or is it Wiz?
It's Wix.
Wix. Jankowicz. Jankowicz.
Yeah. I think it's Polish, but you know, we had a discussion before we started recording about
it's probably Russian and or Polish. You know, that would be my guess.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
I mean, what I read online is that I think that it is Russian or Polish, and I'm gonna stick with that. I think it's fine. So anyway,
I do.
Heading the Ministry of Lies is going to be Nina Jankowicz, of course.
Well, I think you mean the Ministry of Disinformation.
The Disinformation Governance Board, if we're being completely on the level. So
they're going to govern disinformation.
So she's the one that's going to be deciding which disinformation to feed the American public, and I think that's really great. And
I think you mean which disinformation to protect the American public from.
Oh, right. Yeah. No. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's totally. It's all. They're only trying to do good things, guys. Don't worry about it.
This is for your safety, just like the Patriot Act.
That's exactly right. And you want to know something? God, the Patriot Act was at least better named.
Yeah, the Patriot Act, they actually tried to be Orwellian.
Mm-hmm.
With this, they're just like They kind of tried, but then forgot what irony was, so they just like circled back into sincerity.
Yeah, no, it's like if you like they might have well have just named it the board for determining how to propagandize you in council, and
I'll tell you this: they became post-ironic in the worst way possible.
Oh man, yeah, they did. They're full post irony now. Like they ran right past. Wait, which comes first, meta or post irony? I forget.
Meta irony, you don't even want to know. That's what my avatar is on Discord. If you ever see my avatar, that's meta irony. It will take me like 30 minutes to explain to you everything so ironic about this image. Your head will fucking explode.
That's about 2 layers of autism too deep for me. But yeah. So Nina Jankovic, she's going to be the director of this. I have no idea why. I mean, could they? Is she really the most qualified person that they could scuttle together for this? I guess. I don't really have that much to say about her. I don't know that much. I've seen a couple clips of her going around. One of which was she said that the executive branch, and this was when Donald Trump was in office, of course, she said something along the lines of the executive branch should not be able to tell us what is fake news, something along those lines. And so, of course, when Trump is talking about fake news, then, it's a massive overstep of the executive branch to even be talking about what is or isn't fake news. But when Biden gets into office and he wants to create an entire ministry of truth in order to do exactly that, and he wants to, like, he's not just spouting his opinions on Twitter, he's actually making a fucking ministry to do that. Oh, well, that's fine and dandy then, and she wants to be director of that. I mean, the fact that woman would be able to make that statement and then take this action, that tells me that she is crazy, and that's it. She's just a crazy woman. She's not logically consistent, and that's it. I don't even want to speak ill of her. I'm just writing her off as being crazy. I'm not going to pay attention to her. Like, not even worth paying attention to. That's my perspective.
For all the listeners unable to keep up with the eternal Red Queen paradox shell game that is the term fake news. Okay, fake news first started by all the mainstream media talking heads as a way to discredit Trump. Then Donald Trump actually used the term fake news against them. So then they had to take their own term that they just made up to discredit him, pretend that he came up with it, and then be dead set against the whole concept of fake news and claim it was a conspiracy theory for 4 fucking years. Then, after Trump, fake news immediately does a 180 pivot back to being what they originally wanted it to, and it is so pernicious and prevalent in American society that there should be a government oversight committee to make sure that this fake news does not get out of control.